Raising chickens information. 12. American Game Bantam, AGB. A breed developed in the United States from the old-time pit game Bantam. It is similar in appearance to the Old English game Bantam, but slightly larger, and the cock's tails feature a semi-heart-shaped curve that the Old English game cock may or may not sport. Both Old English and American games have a single small comb, but the American game cockerel on exhibit must be dubbed to avoid disqualification, while the Old English cockerel may be shown undubbed. The American game comes in several color varieties, although not nearly as many as the Old English game, and unlike the Old English, is a true bantam with no larger counterpart. American game hens, like Old English hens, lay eggs with slightly tinted shells and brood easily. See also dove. American Livestock Breeds Conservancy, ALBC, a national organization established in 1977 with the goal of ensuring the future of agriculture by conserving historic breeds and genetic diversity in poultry and other livestock. The Conservancy's programs include research on breed population size, distribution and genetic health, research on breed characteristics, gene banks to preserve genetic material from endangered breeds, rescues of threatened populations, education about genetic diversity and the role of livestock in sustainable agriculture, technical support to a network of breeders, breed associations, and farmers. This is the American Game Bantam Rooster. It's got a grayish tail, reddish hair on the top and over the thing. And this is the American Game Bantam Hen, white. (13) American Poultry Association, APA. The oldest livestock organization in North America, established in 1873 with the primary objective of standardizing the many varieties of domestic fowl so their qualities might be fairly evaluated according to three guiding principles. Useful type. Within each breed, the most useful type shall be the standard type. New breeds. No new breed may be recognized that cannot be readily distinguished from existing recognized breeds. Color varieties. The recognition of color varieties in a breed is limited to a distinctive color or color pattern. Other objectives include to promote and protect the standard bred poultry industry in all its phases, to publish the American Standard of Perfection containing breed and variety descriptions for all recognized purebred fowl, to encourage and protect poultry exhibitions as the show window of the industry, and education for both breeders and public, and a means of interesting future breeders in taking up poultry. To assist, encourage, and help educate the junior poultry enthusiast to the sound and practical value of standard bred poultry and pure breeding. American Standard of Perfection, a periodically updated book first published in 1874 as the Standard of Excellence, describing and depicting the 100-plus breeds currently recognized by the American Poultry Association. The organization's goal in establishing and illustrating the standard fowl was to stabilize the economic and commercial breeds to uniform size, shape, and color with good production and practicability, with the provision that ornamental breeds, including bantams, be attractive and productive and meet requirements of the standard breeder. Although this publication started out as the nation's premier source book for the poultry industry, it has since narrowed its focus to exhibition. In addition to the breeds recognized in this volume, other breeds may be found in North America and still more exist in the world. Amino acids, simple organic compounds occurring naturally in plant and animal tissues. Amino acids are the basic constituents of protein. Of the 22 amino acids that make up various kinds of protein, 14 are synthesized with the chicken's body. The remaining 8, the essential amino acids, must be obtained through dietary protein. Ammonia, a colorless gas that emits a characteristic pungent odor. The smell of ammonia coming from chicken housing means the bedding is too damp. When enough ammonia is emitted to make your eyes burn and your nose run, the ammonia level is high enough to increase your bird's susceptibility to respiratory disease. If the ammonia concentration gets so strong that the chicken's eyes become inflamed and watery, the birds develop jerky head movements. Ammonia blindness may soon follow. When ammonia buildup becomes a problem, take measures to eliminate damp spots and condensation. Frequently add fresh litter or decrease the number of birds housed. Aerate the litter often by loosening and turning it, and improve ventilation to remove excess moisture from the air. Periodically applying ground rock phosphate or ground dolomitic limestone also helps keep litter dry, improves the fertilizer value of droppings laden litter. For an average size backyard coop, apply 1 pound per week stirred into litter or 2 pounds per week scattered over the droppings pit. Amproleum, a commonly used coccidiostat available under several different brand names. Anatomy. See box on pages 18 and 19 for egg anatomy. See page 54. Ancona, an Italian breed named after its town of origin. The Ancona is so similar in type to the Leghorn that it's sometimes called a mottled Leghorn. From the white speckles in its black feathers, the Ancona may be either large or bantam and comes in 2 comb varieties, rose comb and single comb. The hen's comb typically flops to one side. The hens lay white shell eggs and seldom brood. Andalusian, a breed originating in Spain and named after the region where it originated. It comes in only one color, blue, and is sometimes called the blue Andalusian. Although 50% of the offspring of a blue cock mated to a blue hen will be blue, half the remainder will be black, and the other half splashed. Andalusians may be either large or bantam. They sport a single comb. The hen's comb typically flop to one side. The hens lay chalky white shell eggs and seldom brood. Andalusian blue. See Andalusian blue. Anemia, a condition in which the blood is deficient in quantity, blood loss, or quality, low hemoglobin, red blood cell count, or both, caused by dietary iron deficiency. Internal parasites, worms, external parasites, mites or lice, coccidiosis, or some infectious disease, notably infectious anemia. Signs include pale skin and mucousy membranes, loss of energy and loss of weight despite ravenous appetite, also called going light. See also infectious anemia. The Ancona single comb hen, bantam size, kind of like salt and pepper looking. (15) Angel wing, C. slipped wing. Animal protein, protein derived from animal sources for the purpose of furnishing the 8 essential amino acids that are not synthesized within a chicken's body. Animal protein in commercially prepared feeds can be problematic if it is derived from diseased animals or livestock that has been fed antibiotics and other undesirable drugs. Chickens that forage freely obtain animal protein from bugs, worms, and other small critters. Ankle, the hock joint, often mistakenly called the knee. Anthelmintic, any preparation used for deworming, from the Greek word anti, meaning against, and helminths, meaning worms. See also dewormer. Antibiotic, a medicine used to destroy or inhibit the growth of bacteria or other microorganisms. Although antibiotics have been fed, controversially, to commercially grown broilers to stimulate growth and feed conversion efficiency, they are not used in feeds sold for backyard flocks. Antibody, a natural substance in the blood that recognizes and destroys foreign invaders and causes an immune response to vaccination or infection. A chick acquires disease protection through antibodies obtained from the mother hen via substances in the egg, primarily in the yolk. for about 4 weeks after hatching. Therefore, a chick is immune to any disease for which the mother hen carries a high level of antibodies. Since antibodies attach to specific antigens, the antibody against one disease offers no protection against any other disease. Anti-Coccidial, one of many drugs used to prevent or treat coccidiosis, a drug used for prevention in coccidiostat, a drug used for treatment in coccidiocide. Anti-Coccidial Vaccine, a commercial vaccine administered to chicks to stimulate immunity by introducing a low-level infection from the species of Coccidia, most likely to be encountered in their environment. Immunity is subsequently enhanced by exposure to the developing life cycles of both coccidial strains present in the vaccine and those naturally occurring in the environment. Many hatcheries offer the option of having chicks vaccinated, which produces lifetime protection against coccidiosis, provided the chicks are never fed medicated rations, which would neutralize the vaccine. This is the Andalusian hen. Kind of a white body, black neck, white legs. (16) Antigen, a toxic or other foreign substance that triggers an immune response, especially by stimulating the production of antibodies. Antitoxin, an antibody that is artificially introduced through injection and that neutralizes toxins produced by bacteria. Botulism, for example, is caused by bacteria that produces toxins. An injection of botulism antitoxin may be used to treat the disease by inducing immediate, though temporary, immunity. Antwerp Belgian, an alternative name for the Belgian bearded D'Anvers Bantam, named after the Belgium municipality of Antwerp, which the French call Anvers. See also Belgian bearded D'Anvers. Any other color, AOC, a show designation for a catch-all class that includes all colors of a breed or variety without a specific class of their own, also called all other colors. Any other variety, AOV, a show designation for a catch-all class that includes all varieties of a breed without a specific class of their own, also called all other varieties. APA-ABA Youth Program, a national organization sponsored jointly by the American Poultry Association and the American Bantam Association, to educate young folks 5 years or older about poultry by promoting opportunities to practice showmanship and by encouraging members to become involved with the poultry fancy in general. Appenzeller, a chicken developed in the Appenzell canton of Switzerland. Appenzellers are of two distinct breeds. Spitzhaben, which has been found its way to North America, and Bartheuchner, which has not. See also Bartheuchner, Spitzhaben. Apple cider vinegar, ACV, sea vinegar. Approved for poultry. Ascertained by the Food and Drug Administration to be generally safe for use around chickens and other poultry, and for which a withdrawal period, if applicable, has been established. Medications, dewormers, parasiticides, pesticides, and similar products that have not been approved for poultry must be used with caution, preferably under veterinary supervision. Apron, a fencing technique to keep digging predators such as raccoons and foxes from burrowing into the poultry yard. It is created by attaching a 12-inch, 30-centimeter wide length of wire mesh to the bottom of the fence, perpendicular to the fence and extending away from the yard. On a portable run, the apron sits on top of the ground. On a fixed run, it is usually shallowly buried to prevent soil moisture from rapidly rusting the apron. 17. Use vinyl-coated wire or brush the mesh with roofing tar. Cut and lift the sod along the outside of the fence line and clip or lash the apron to the bottom of the fence. Spread the apron horizontally along the ground and replace the sod on top. The apron will get matted into the grass roots to create a barrier that discourages digging, also called fence skirt, a saddle. Aragonite, calcium carbonate derived from seashells and used as a supplement for laying hens to ensure strong eggshells. Araucana, one of two breeds that lay blue shell eggs, the other being Ameraucana, developed from chickens imported from Chile and named after Indians living in Chile's Gulf of Arauco. Araucanas have a pea comb in several color varieties, and may be large or bantam. Their most distinguishing physical features are their lack of a tail, reducing fertility because a tail pulls feathers away from the vent during mating, and their spectacular ear tufts, a trait associated with a lethal gene that can cause the early death of chicks. Araucana hens tend toward broadness. See also ear tuft, rumplelessness. The Araucana hen and chicks has like a weird haircut on the top, gray and brown. Chicks are snow white and dark black striped. 18. Anatomy. Capably discussing various aspects of a chicken requires being able to identify its many parts. See pages 115 and 293 for details of wing anatomy. See page 44 for butchering anatomy. Shows the skull, the beak, mandibles, the neck, the ribs. The wishbone is smack dab center right in the front of the chest. The wing. The breastbone is behind the wishbone or keel, which is the sternum. So the sternum is behind the wishbone. There's the thigh bone. The thigh bone is like, I guess what you would call the hip looking thing. Well, it's not really the hip. It's like what comes after the hip. The end of the tail is called the uropygium. The pubic bones come before that. The upper thigh, the lower thigh is the second part of the leg. So the upper thigh is the first part, the first bone. Below that is the lower thigh, which is the second. In between that is the thigh joint. At the end of the second part of the leg is the hock joint. The third part of the leg is called the shank. On the lower part of the shank, the third part of the bone is the spur bone, and ultimately the foot. 19. Rooster tail feathers. The top part is called the main sickles. Underneath that is called the lesser sickles. It shows the face. It points to the red part between the eye and the beak. The nostril is on the beak. The beak is obviously the front part of the mouth. The throat comes right underneath the beak. The little flappy thing on the neck is called the wattles. The front of the neck is like the upper part of the chest. The colorful part of the neck is called the hackle, I guess. The breastbone or keel is like the lower part of the chest. The breast is all of that. The little 4-5 pointy things on the top of the head is called the comb. The skull is behind that. The eye, obviously. The ear, you really can't see an ear, but it's like close to the eye. It's like a roundish looking part of the face. On the back side of the wattles is the ear lobe. So it like hangs low, kind of like an ear or something. The other part of the hackle, the neck feathers, is called the cape. The back is obviously where the back is. The shoulder, the wing, the abdomen are all on the left side, on the side of the body. The backer part is called the rear body. Then you go to the sweep of the back for the hen. On the cock, it's called the upper saddle. The tail coverts the first part of the tail, and then obviously the main tail is the end. The cushion is on the hen for the ass, and on the cock, it's called the lower saddle. I guess the asshole is called the vent, and then the stern is probably for breeding. The hock exposed is part of the foot, that's at the top. The shank is the middle part, the foot, and the toenail at the very end. Ark. A small, floorless, portable chicken shelter, usually A-frame in shape, periodically moved around the lawn or garden to provide fresh forage and a clean environment for the inhabitants, also called chicken tractor. Arthritis. Inflammation of the joint and surrounding tissue. The most common type of avian arthritis is staphylococcic arthritis, caused by Staphylococcus aureus bacteria, common in poultry environments. The bacteria enter a chicken through an open wound and may cause food poisoning in humans if an infected chicken is handled in an unsanitary manner during or following butchering. Prevention involves avoiding injuries by safe, uncrowded housing, also called joint ill. Artificial incubation, hatching eggs in an incubator rather than under a hen. See also incubator. Artificial insemination, AI, the injection of semen into a hen other than by natural mating with a cock. Artificial insemination is used by breeders of Cornish chickens, which have trouble mating naturally because of their heavy muscling and wide apart legs, by exhibitors who wish to keep their hens in show condition or have a top cock with a leg injury that precludes mating, and by owners of valuable cocks that tend to be shy or otherwise low in sex drive. Ascaridiasis, infection by ascarids. Ascarids, large, long, yellowish, white, parasitic nematode worms of family Ascarididae. These worms invade the chicken's intestine, causing a pale head, droopiness, weight loss, diarrhea, and death. Most chickens become resistant to ascarids by 3 months of age, also called large roundworms. Ascites, pronounced ascites, an accumulation of yellowish or bloody fluid in the abdominal cavity, generally occurring in fast-growing broilers as a result of heart failure. Prevention includes avoiding stress caused by crowding, insufficient numbers of feeders and drinkers, excessive temperatures, hot or cold, ammonia fumes arising from damp bedding, and inadequate ventilation, also called broiler ascites, dropsy, water belly. This is called an ark or chicken tractor. It's a triangular shaped little house. Aseal, a muscular game breed developed more than 3,000 years ago on the Indian subcontinent. The name Aseal, an Arabic word meaning trueborn or purebred, was given to this indigenous breed while northern India was under Muslim rule. Aseals are known for their short, tight plumage, upright stance, and square shanks, as well as the cock's inherent disposition to engage in vicious fights if not housed separately. The Aseal has a pea comb, lacks wattles, and comes in a few color varieties. A Bantam version is known in Europe, but not in North America. The eggs have a tinted shell color, and hens quite typically go broody. as hatched. C, straight run. Asiatic class, one of 6 groupings into which the American Poultry Association organizes large chicken breeds. The breeds in this class, originating primarily in China, are Brahma, Cochin, and Langshan. All 3 breeds are feather-legged and tend to be quite large. Aseal. See also Aseal. Aspergillosis. Brooder pneumonia. This is the Aseal Hen. It's brown to dark brown neck. And the Aseal Rooster, real thin looking, kind of tall, dark blue, dark gray, a little bit of white, cool looking feathers, light brown neck.